I was surprised how many Mark Bell fangirls came to his defense in my video and post about the sugar diet. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today, but a quick reminder, if you guys will please click a like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you are not following or subscribed, please do so. And if you will be kind enough to comment down below, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. So let's get over to the topic. Look, I jumped all over the sugar diet thing, rightfully so. People are like, you don't know their positions, you don't know their arguments. And it's like, they don't have arguments. Mark Bell essentially marketed and made large sums of money being an extreme anti-carb guy. He literally had war on carbs, war on carbs, war on carbs, marketed it, merchandise with it, sold it. Let us be clear. He made a bunch of money off this, was an anti-carb zealot, then a carnivore zealot, which is already extreme and crazy. And you guys already know how I feel about anyone promoting carnivore. It's crazy, it's extreme, and it's dangerous. And it has no place in the fitness world at all, like no place at all. Okay, he did this forever. And what's funny, now I'm even seeing a few carnivore advocates who are followers of mine. They don't like that I'm anti-carnivore, but they like my strength and other advice. You know, and they're like, yeah, I mean, you nailed it on this. This is BS. This is nonsense. Like, this is stupid. Promoting all the sugar. You know, we don't need to know his position. The position is, hey, I'm going to do another stupid fad diet and milk you clowns for money. And anyone who's supporting it, like, I want people to understand you're a clown fangirl at that point. Okay, you're a clown fangirl. If someone takes that extreme approach and then they take to the most opposite crazy extreme, keep in mind he was no carbs, fat, protein. Now he goes over to no fat. I don't care if it's even for face, all carbs and it's all sugar, right? Promoting only sugar. And I'm okay with fruit, by the way. You guys know I'm very pro fruit, not about fruit. I'm going to address the arguments I got though from people on this, right? But then it's also adding candy and refined sugars. And it's, oh, fat, no fat's bad. And it's like, oh, I'm shredded. And he's putting up the pictures. But he's been shredded before. He got shredded on the other extreme diet. And let's be honest, he is massively big into tons and tons of large amounts of fat burners and everything else. Again, before anyone says, what about you? I don't do any of that. I don't do any fat burners. I lost 150 pounds before with no fat burners, okay? But besides the point, like, how about the fact that he just does really extreme diets in general and use tons of fat burning drugs in his stack? Okay, but the thing is, yeah, he's ripped, but he's been ripped on the other extreme. It doesn't prove anything. And yes, I agree, ultra low fat, high carbohydrate diets can absolutely be valuable body composition tools. The problem is they're over here minimizing protein. Okay, this is not good for body composition. Fat goes too low. There are problems when you drop it excessively low. This is something I've discussed. Actually, I made videos on this. It came up in the last couple weeks that I made some time back, where I said, look, they can actually be really useful for getting lean. Ultra low fat, high carb diets can actually be pretty valuable for fat loss. Okay, they can be. They also run into problems of deficiencies, malabsorption, hormonal issues, other stuff. There are potential problems with them if you're not very careful. Okay, so essentially he's gone to the other extreme. He went from one really extreme all the way to saying, what's the absolute furthest other extreme we can go to? And again, it's about doing something different. This is all about just flip-flopping stuff, new stuff to make money instead of sticking with what they know works. This is a money grab. And it's going to hurt people. Like, all his diet advice is really bad. I mean, the crazy carnivore thing is not good. This is not good, right? But then you got people who are not realizing. They're like, well, one, tons of elite athletes do it. No, they don't. Tons of elite athletes do not do an all sugar approach. A very tiny number, and it might even be like one person, I think. I think they might even be using like Durian Rider stuff. Harley, who I know, we used to chat way back in the day. It's been a while. But this is not tons of elite athletes. In fact, most elite athletes are not eating tons of fructose in their setup. Right, even the endurance athletes, they'll do some refined carbs, but they're generally glucose-based. There'll be some sucrose-type stuff in there. And then they're eating healthy fats with it to get the energy they need because their calorie needs are so ridiculously high. If you have limited GI tract space, limited absorption. But that's not what they're doing. They're not doing all sugar ultra low fat. This is not what you're seeing. It's usually combinations of very easy to digest carbohydrates, then combined with healthier fats, is what your very serious endurance athletes usually do. Okay, yeah, they carb up for sure, but so that's not. So this is a not true. It's not based on reality. It's not extremely common. The other thing, had somebody even say, well, you're saying about all the sugar they're saying, and all the people around him are saying, don't go crazy on it. But I don't see a problem with small amounts. Okay, here's your problem with the refined sugar in. Fruit sugar is fine because we have the resources to handle it. Again, I've done detailed videos on fructose metabolism in the past, how our gut ferments fruit, and then by the time some of the fructose reaches the bloodstream, obviously we have some enzymes, a limited number that can handle it, but most of it's handled by the gut with fruit. Our gut ferments it in our lower intestine, turns most of it into glucose, which is what we need, our fuel source, right? So fruit is okay, and it's not because, the fruit sugars are good. No, because our body can convert it into something better. Then we have a limited enzymic pathway to convert it in the bloodstream, very small amounts of it into glucose, and whatever's left the liver processes. Okay, if you're eating a couple thousand calories of fruit or significant amounts of fruit, you've used up most of those resources. You don't have a lot of resources left to keep your liver safe from it, okay? The fruit itself has used up a lot of the pathways that we need to handle the fructose. So then if you start throwing refined sugar on top of it, it's not the same as throwing refined sugar on top of, say, a diet with a little bit of healthy fat and some other fiber in it. It's going to all be fast absorbing. It's all going to hit the bloodstream, but you've already used a ton of those enzymes up that convert the fructose to glucose. It will keep your liver somewhat protected from it. Then your liver has probably had a small amount of fructose already from all the fruit. So yes, you start throwing candy and sucrose and high fructose corn syrup and everything at it. This is a metabolic problem. Okay, you are going to have metabolic issues and damage your metabolic pathways. Okay, you are potentially going to create insulin resistance. You are potentially going to create fatty liver if you're consuming all the very large amounts of fruit and then you're throwing any refined sugars on top of it. Okay, and it's because all those resources that make fruit okay and perfectly safe and healthy, and it is, are being used up. You don't have much of them left that would normally be some defense against the refined sugar. So no, it is not the same thing as just throwing refined sugar on top of a normal other diet. It is actually going to be worse for the amount that you eat. So no, it's not a good idea. And this whole thing is insane. I'm just shocked at the number of people who are literally defending it. I had people came in as defense. And it's like, how are you defending them? If you guys are that big of fangirls, you followed the whole carb night, the whole war on carbs, all this time, and then he flip-flops to the most opposite far extreme, and then you're still going to support it. That's called being a fangirl. That's called being a dick rider. All right? Wow. People need to develop a personality and a mind of your own.